Picture this. You are standing in the middle of a freezing, damp street in Manchester. The sky is gray, the wind is harsh, but you can feel a strange heat radiating from the brick walls of the pub next to you. You push the heavy wooden door open, and the noise hits you like a physical wave. The air is incredibly thick, smelling of spilled beer and sheer, unfiltered anxiety. A man next to you is staring at the television screen hanging in the corner. He's biting his nails down to the quick. He does not care about the glamorous lifestyle of the superstar forward. He does not care about how many followers the winger has on social media. He is screaming until his lungs burn because the defensive midfielder failed to track back, leaving a massive gap in the 4-4-2 formation. Now, close your eyes, teleport yourself 4,000 miles away. You are now standing on a narrow, dusty street in India. It is 3 a.m. in the morning. By all logic, the entire neighborhood should be fast asleep in the dead of the night. Instead, the streets are entirely illuminated. Firecrackers are exploding in the sky, painting the dark clouds in blinding shades of blue and white. Hundreds of people are dancing in the street, hugging complete strangers, crying tears of absolute joy. Why? Because halfway across the globe, Lionel Messi just scored a free kick. Two completely different worlds, two entirely different mindsets, one single game. But here is the ultimate mind-bending question you need to ask yourself right now. Are these two groups of people even watching the same sport? Welcome to Total Football Nexus. Today, we are going to dive deep into the dark, fascinating psychology of football fans across the globe. We are going to decode the secret DNA of how the United Kingdom, India, and the United States of America consume the beautiful game. You might think football is just 22 players chasing a ball on a patch of green grass, but by the end of this video, you will realize that football is a mirror reflecting the hidden soul of a nation. Let us start with the birthplace of it all, the United Kingdom. To the British, football is not a form of entertainment. It is a religion. It is a deeply ingrained tribal warfare that has been passed down through generations. A fan in the UK does not just pick a team because they wear a nice color or play attractive football. They are born into it. It is tied to their working-class roots, their city, and their local pride. When you watch an English Premier League match, you are not just watching a game, you are watching a tactical battlefield. British fans demand blood, sweat, and absolute tactical perfection. They appreciate the invisible work, the high press, the offside trap, the grueling, bone-crunching tackles on a rainy Tuesday night. If you want to understand the British football mind, you have to look at the historical hatred between clubs like Manchester United and Liverpool. This is not just about who has the better players. This is about two cities that have despised each other for over a century due to industrial and economic rivalries. The football pitch is just the modern battlefield where this ancient war is fought. In the UK, the badge on the front of the shirt will always be infinitely heavier and more important than the name printed on the back. But what happens when you take this rigid, tactical, history-obsessed sport and drop it into a country that thrives purely on raw, uncontrollable emotion? What happens when a tactical game of chess collides with a culture of absolute hero worship? This brings us back to the vibrant, chaotic streets of India. If the United Kingdom is the brain of global football, India is the wildly beating heart. The Indian football fan does not consume the game through complex tactical analysis or expected goal metrics. They consume it through pure, unadulterated emotion. In India, football is not about the system, it is about the superstar. It is the land of epic storytelling, where players are elevated from mere human athletes to literal demigods. Think about the endless raging wars on Indian social media over the Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo debate. It's not just a debate about statistics, it's an emotional crusade to defend their chosen idol. But this extreme passion is not just reserved for foreign leagues. Look at the Kolkata Derby, Mohun Bagan versus East Bengal. This is not a football match. It is a century-old cultural phenomenon. It's a battle of identity, roots, and heritage that divides families and shuts down an entire city. For the Indian fan, the struggle of a player, their painful comeback from a career-threatening injury, and their tears of victory matter far more than what formation the manager deployed. They want the drama. They want the cinematic climax. Now, erase everything you just heard. Forget the century-old, blood-soaked history of the English purists. Forget the tear-jerking, godlike hero worship of the Indian fanatics. We are crossing the Atlantic Ocean. Welcome to the United States of America. Here, they don't even call the sport by its actual name. They call it soccer. And for the longest time, the rest of the world looked down on the American approach to the game. But right now, the United States is quietly executing the most aggressive, explosive football revolution in the history of the sport. The American mindset is entirely built on blockbuster entertainment. They don't want slow, methodical defensive struggles. They want rapid action. They want high-scoring thrillers. They want Hollywood. And Major League Soccer finally figured out the exact psychological trigger to capture the American audience. It started with David Beckham planting the seed, but the real explosion happened when a man named Lionel Messi landed in Miami. Suddenly, soccer was not just a suburban kids game anymore. It became the ultimate pop culture event. A-list celebrities, massive fireworks, dramatic underdog stories like Ryan Reynolds buying Wrexham. The USA took the traditional European game, stripped away the boring parts, and injected it with pure, high-octane American drama. 3 different continents, 3 radically different psychological profiles. The tactical obsession in the UK, the emotional idol worship in India, the blockbuster entertainment in the USA. Football is a global language, but every country speaks it with a completely different accent. But wait, there's a massive piece of this puzzle missing. This global expansion, especially what's happening right now in the USA, is not just a natural evolution. There's a deeply calculated multi-billion-dollar master plan behind the scenes. How did one single player arriving in Miami completely rewrite the financial rules of global sports overnight? What is the hidden truth behind the Hollywoodization of football that nobody is allowed to talk about? To know more about this, click the link in the description and watch the video right now.